Sentiment. Let's take it straight across to Feroze Azeez, who's a joint CEO at Anand Rathi Wealth Limited, joining in with more perspective on the market. Feroze, we've gone through a lot of volatility. And how much do you make of the US announcement and also some bit of confusion with denial coming in from Iran? Which way will you tread in this kind of an environment?
I would rely on data. Crude is a great barometer of understanding what lies ahead during uncertain times. One. Two, I personally think this is the first narrative of some degree of ceasefire, some degree of de-escalation in the last 24, 25 days. This war broke out on 27th of February, somewhere thereabouts, that weekend. So we started March with this news on 2nd of March, which was the first day. So first narrative of some de-escalation, I see that as a positive. A second, can it again escalate? The answer is yes. What was the only fear from an Indian market standpoint? Where the market stands today? See, Nikkei's 52-week high is 60,000 practically, and the 52-week low is 30,000. Now, in that market, if I was operating, a news like this could create 20% corrections, 30% corrections also. But India has gone through a time correction of 1.5 years. The largest stock, which is a banking stock, is available at 1.5 times book, cheaper than a PSU comparable, which has never happened. So our top stocks are not frothy today. That's when Nifty corrects. So coming back to the point, Nisha, one, I would see this positive. Second, I at least know it's not a bottomless pit anymore. Can it go down 5-7%? Of course. A week or on last Monday, I did a show with one of the other news channels where Nifty was 22,900. So much spoken, so much heard, so much fear, but we are at 22,800 in 7 working days. Okay, 7 or 6 trading days. But there's more fear than what has transpired over the last 7 days than the actual number.
Right, Feroze. In fact, the biggest barometer for us is crude prices and, a little bit of softness in crude prices from its elevated level of 114 on Brent crude to now hovering around 103. That has given a little bit of cautious relief on the market. And in the middle of the trading session, it is behaving much better than what it was trying to digest earlier in the day. At this point, how will you really navigate this market, because there is one understanding of further downward decline of 5 to 7%, because we have fallen round about 10% on Nifty 50 since the time the war broke out?
You see, depends on where you stand, depends on where you sit. And that's what I mean. Like, if you want to be, if you're long only, if you're a HNI with 100 crores in equity, right? What should be your strategy if you're very fearful? Then today's situation, if somebody wants to hedge his portfolio using derivatives, he can do that. I can give a simple strategy for that. You can probably, if you're worried what will happen in the next 5-7 days, and you have large amounts of money, you can always buy 3 puts of this week and sell 1 put of the same strike of 7th April. Now, this will be premium neutral, and if there is a catastrophe, you will practically, if there is a catastrophe, by which I mean, if Nifty were to go down to 20,000, and if people started speaking nuclear weapons, then can Nifty go to 20,000? Yes, that's the only way Nifty can go there. Unless the war gets nuclear, it cannot fall more than 4-5% and sustain there. It can fall, but it can't sustain there. So coming back, what you do depends on who you are. If you are an investor with 100 crores in equity, be it in mutual funds or something which is a proxy to Nifty, just buy yourself 21,500 3 puts of 30th and then sell 1 put of 7th April of the same strike. If the markets go down, you would hedge practically all your money as long as your notional is 300 crores of buy and 100 crores of sell. That's for the investor who's panicking so much if he so chose to panic, which there's nothing to panic about. As long as you can weather the volatility. These are the days when you read the Warren Buffett's quote, when everybody is fearful, be greedy, fearful when everyone is greedy. It's good to read, appreciate quotes, but these are the days when you live those quotes and principles. And I don't see anybody should panic as long as you had the 5-year period to invest, which is the reason why you got into equity in the first place.